Welcome back up to ladies and gentlemen to another Fun Friday episode in this Pokémon TCG Online series. On Fun Friday I play around with silly and fun deck ideas, and today I bring you a very silly deck idea. It is a Porygon. The last opponent of the day is Titus92 with a colorless darkness, psychic and a grass deck. We will try to go first if we can. Yes we can, alright. Charizard is bringing us good luck here. Let's see if we can start off with a nice hand for once, and yes, this is a nice hand actually. This is a pretty nice hand. We do not have a Milotic, but we can always grab a Milotic with this Ultra Ball here. And we could also just grab the Porygon-Z. We will definitely go for our Brigette. Brigette for a Porygon and 2 Corphish, I think. Unless our Feebas is going to get knocked out in my opponent's first turn. Then I might just grab another Feebas. So what does my opponent start off with? With 3 basics, which is a lot of basics for a starting hand. We have 2 basics as well, that's also quite good. Is he going to bench any more basics? No, he's not. He's just oh, and it is Vespiquen, so our Feebas is definitely going to go down. Well, we top deck a Milotic. So let's Brigette for 1 Feebas, a Corphish and a Porygon. We don't really need too many Corphish because my opponent relies on DCEs here. Do I discard Rare Candy? That's the question. I will discard 1 Draw Supporter with my Battle Compressor, Sycamore. Let's discard the Sycamore. Let's also discard a Lysandre, and let's discard another Brigette. Maybe the Team Rocket's Handiwork, so we can always grab the Team Rocket's Handiwork, yes. And then we are going to pass the turn to my opponent. It's tempting to use his Ultra Ball. I'm kind of afraid that my opponent plays Vileplume, so I might want to use my Ultra Ball to grab a Porygon-Z, but then we have to discard the Rare Candy. If I can, I want to wait until the next turn, Ultra Ball, discard the Team Fly Grunt and whatever else I top deck and grab my Porygon-Z. That way we see the Unknown for a Farewell Letter for 1 card. Actually, I could also just Team Fly Grunt and discard a DCE. That is something I could do as well. There's a DCE on the Combi on the bench. I'm not sure why my opponent put it on the bench. Maybe because he is not confident that he can find the first of Giant Plants and then evolve into Vespiquen. Oh my goodness, just the pass of the turn. Oh my goodness. Well, we could grab a Lysandre here. No, that's not possible. So I'm going to discard this Battle Compressor and the Team Fly Grunt. I'm going to find myself a Porygon-Z, evolve into my Porygon-Z. I kind of want to find a hammer there for the Combi. Could have discarded my Zero Seek with the Battle Compressor and Zero Seek the energy away onto of the Combi there. Zero Seek the energy of the Combi, but I think we need to go with the Sycamore here. Let us try to find a Crawdaunt and a Lysandre. Alright, we get another Feebas as well. We even get an energy. Things are looking pretty good at the moment. So we will put down maybe the Corphish. We don't really have a need for another Feebas right now. So let's put down the Corphish. And let's end our turn. There's nothing else we need to do. In the next turn, we will evolve into the Crawdaunt, discard that DCE after we Lysandre the Combi, and then we should be fine for a moment. If my opponent does find the Vespiquen, we will start devolving our Pokemon, and so we can evolve into a Crawdaunt again. We even have a level ball for another Crawdaunt. There's an Ultra Ball, discarding a Vespiquen and a Delinquent. Alright, my opponent plays Delinquent. We need to watch out for that. And there's a Shaman for my opponent. There is a Shaman for my opponent. So now my opponent can get going. Oh, and there's a DCE. Never mind. We don't even need a Lysandre. We'll knock out our Feebas. That's okay. We will promote our other Feebas, or well, promote is a wrong word. We will bench another Feebas. That's what I wanted to say. So we see 2 DCEs, which means I kind of want to find my hammer, my crushing hammer, to hopefully discard 2 DCEs in the same turn. Or I could just Crawdaunt, then Lysandre and Crawdaunt again. I guess I could do that. Maybe that is even the best play here. Maybe that is the best play, and then we can devolve using our Porygon. Right now we are not getting knocked out, we are going to get hit for 40 damage, maybe 60 if you see a muscle band. or maybe some more if we see some battle compressors from my opponents. My opponent could also VS-Seeker for Delinquent. Nope, there's a Be Revenge for 80 damage because of weakness, so 40 times 2. We will promote our Porygon-Z, and we are going to discard the energy, Lysandre, and discard the energy again. And we even top deck the Crawdaunt. That is fantastic. So let's discard the DCE. Let's Lysandre, and let's discard the DCE again. What a play here, what a play, what a turn. That's a fantastic turn. 2 DCEs down the drain in the same turn. We even get a Feebas, and then we are going to a digital reboot. There's nothing else we need to do. There's nothing else we can do anyways. So let's devolve our Crawdons, and let's devolve our Milotics. My opponent plays Darkness Energies, I think, so it's definitely not over yet. If we discard all the DCEs, and might also play puzzles. If it does, we want to start using our Team Rocket's handiwork to discard those puzzles before my opponent can find them. There's a farewell letter. Will our Porygon-Z stay alive? I hope so. If not, we are forced to level ball for a Porygon. Try to find another Porygon so we can evolve into a Porygon-Z in a turn after that. For now we should be fine. My opponent is down to 34 cards, which is pretty slow for a Vespiquen deck. We are down to 30 cards, so we have been drawing better than my opponent for some reason. And a Lysandre on our Corphish. There's a DCE, is going to knock out our Corphish with the Be Revenge. Is targeting our Corphish. Definitely a smart play, but is it going to be enough? Because we still have this Corphish, and we can Milotic for our Corphish actually. So let's discard the 3rd DCE from my opponent. Can he find his 4th DCE? Yeah, okay. Milotic for the Corphish, and then we are going to end, I think. I think the end is our best play here. Yes. I want to find my Skyfield, maybe bench another Porygon. We get an energy and a float stone, and the other Crawdaunt as well. And we can even Milotic for... What can we Milotic for? We can Milotic for a Battle Compressor, discard some more cards, or we could grab a Team Fly Grunt, but I will Battle Compressor. I will try to thin out my deck a little bit. We don't need Brigette anymore. Zero Sick is good to have in the discard pile. The Hammer as well, but I will stick to the Zero Sick for now. Yes, we'll stick to this. Then we will devolve our Pokemon again with the digital reboot. Devolve one Milotic, devolve one Crawdaunt, and devolve another Milotic. And then in the next turn we should definitely be able to go for our Team Rocket's handiwork to close out this game here, hopefully. Hopefully we don't see any puzzles or shenanigans like that. And we end my opponent down to 4 cards, which is fantastic as well, even though he seemed to have a bad hand, so maybe it was not good for me to end, but I needed to draw through my deck a little bit more. My opponent discards an unknown, that's 5 Pokemon in discard pile, so my opponent is sitting for 70. Too bad we don't have another Porygon in our hands. And there's a Muscle Band on the Shaman, as well as an end for my opponent, so we get end again. Our Pokemon get shuffled back in our deck. How many Ultra Balls have we used? 1 and 0 level balls. So we should be able to find our Pokemon again. There's the Crawdaunt and another Ultra Ball, as well as a Sycamore. I could Sycamore in the next turn, but I really want to use my Team Rocket's handiwork. That's what I really want to do. Discards the Yveltal, Hex Maniac, and a Jirachi. And a pass to our turn. Fantastic. So we get a free shot here. We get a free shot at using our Team Rocket's handiwork. And now I'm sad I didn't discard my Trick Shovel. Now I'm sad about that. So let's Milotic for our Team Rocket's handiwork. And then I'm going to Milotic for a Battle Compressor, I think. Discard my Trick Shovel, tails and heads. And there's a Shaman. Shaman down the discard pile. We will discard an N and a Hex Maniac. No need for the Hex Maniac. And we are going to grab ourselves another Milotic. Yes, fantastic. And grab our Battle Compressor. So we can compress a Trick Shovel and maybe even a Crushing Hammer. And then we can access those cards. Oh, we don't have any more Porygons. We only had one Porygon in our deck, it seems. So let's discard maybe Delinquent as well. A Trick Shovel and the Crushing Hammer. Fantastic. And then it's just time to digital reboot once more. We don't need to evolve into our Crawdaunt. My opponent doesn't play any... didn't play any energies down, so that would just be a waste of time. And there it is, the pass of the turn to my opponent. Can he find his energies this time around? Can we find maybe another Milotic? Do we have any more Milotics even? I'm not sure. We could actually start knocking out combis with our Vespiquen for an N. We could start knocking out combis with our Porygon-Z. We could Lysandre for a combi and then Attention Energy for the knockout here for 50 damage. That would be fantastic actually. Maybe we should start doing that. Maybe we should start doing that as long as my opponent doesn't find any energies. Or we can just start hitting against the Vespiquen. There's an energy on the Vespiquen. Alright, now we need to use our hammer. Now we need to use our hammer. Or we can Milotic for a Lysandre on the Vespiquen and then Crawdaunt, but we don't have a Crawdaunt in our hands. Can we top deck another Milotic or can we top deck the Crawdaunt? If we do top deck the Crawdaunt, I will discard the energy with our... with the Lysandre and then a Crawdaunt. Yes. That's the most important play right now. We don't really need to rush the deck out at the moment. We just need to deal with my opponent's energies. And there's a level ball for a Crawdaunt. Look at that. We get a level ball for the Crawdaunt. So let's grab the Crawdaunt. Let's evolve into our Milotic. And grab ourselves a Lysandre from the discard pile. And then we can even attack. We can even start hitting the Vespiquen if we want to, because we have the energy. We have the darn energy. That is just fantastic. I don't necessarily need to devolve my Pokemon since I have another Corphish and some more Feebas. Yes, we shall actually attack here. We shall threaten a knockout with a Dazzle Blast. Hit for 50 in the next turn. We can knock out the Vespiquen unless my opponent retreats. And that would be so great if we can take this game just by knocking out my opponent's Pokemon with our Dazzle Blast. That would be just fantastic. Oh my, I'm so excited right now. We have the ability to take this game here with our Porygon-Z. We get another energy. No need to do anything else. We will use our Team Rocket's handiwork. It is Tails and another Tails. Alright, let's go for the knockout here. Let's take our first prize of the game. Look at that. We knocked out the Vespiquen. My opponent did not even retreat it. I cannot believe that. And we get a Belly Compressor. We don't have any use for the Belly Compressor. I'm kind of looking for Porygons from my prizes. Because we only have the one here. And we have the Skyfield. So if we can find a Porygon from the prizes, we can actually put it down. There's an energy. There is an energy. So now I need to find my Crawdaunt to discard the energy. Or we could get hit for 10 damage for an Intelligence Gathering as well. There's a Teammates. Why did my opponent not Teammates for a DCE? Why did he not Teammates for a DCE? I wonder. Well, I'm not going to hit for Dazzle Blast anymore. I want to devolve my Pokemon. But I don't know why I didn't grab a DCE with the teammates. Maybe his last DCE is prized. I guess. That could be it. Or could grab two puzzles right here. If he plays puzzles, retreats into the combi. So we can knock out the combi if we want to. But I don't really want to do that. A Super Rod. No use for the Super Rod. Might as well put down our Skyfield. Do we attach an energy anywhere? No, we will not. We are looking for... What are we looking for? Actually a Lysandre, but I use my Sycamore. Maybe a Hammer, maybe just a Milotic. Well, we don't get a Milotic, we don't get much of anything. This is a bummer here. This is a real bummer. We could have Milotics for our Crushing Hammer, but that's not going to happen. So I'm going to devolve my Pokemon with the digital reboots. Yes, and in the next turn we need to grab a Super Rod, I think, with our Milotic. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have another Darkness Energy. Suddenly the tables have turned. Suddenly the tables have turned. Alright then, well... Let's see if we can turn them back around. And a pass of the turn. Actually, we can here. My opponent didn't have another energy. That is fantastic. So we can use our Lysandre play here. Just like we did before. Lysandre and then Crawdaunt to knock off the energy, to knock off the darkness energy from the Vespiquen. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we are going to start hitting again with our Porygon-Z. Trying to find our Porygon. Yes, alright. Dazzle Blast. Or I could even Escape Rope maybe. Maybe let's Escape Rope. Let's see if my opponent promotes the Combi maybe. If not, my opponent will have to retreat to the Shaman. And that forces him to discard another energy or find a Floatstone. Yes. We are going to knock out the Combi. Let's promote our Crawdaunt. Let's attach the Floatstone. And let's retreat back into our Porygon-Z. Alright, free knockout for us. Anything useful from the prizes? Any Porygons, please? Pardon me. Please, I need my Porygons. Yes, there's a Porygon, fantastic. We have the Porygon, we have a Rare Candy, so we are good to go now. We are good to go. Now we can start devolving again, and we can start getting back our Team Rocket's handiwork from the discard pile to, well, basically deck out my opponent. Or we can just keep attacking. I'm still not sure what I want to do. My throat is acting up, my goodness. I've been talking way too much here, it seems. Yeah, no. What will my opponent do? Will we maybe see the concede? We put 3 DCs in discard pile and 2 darkness energy. Does he play any more darkness energy? How many darkness energy does he play? 4? Does he play maybe 4? Promotes another Combi. He has one more Vespiquen somewhere. Well, let's bench our Porygon. We are going to start attaching to the other Porygon. And we are going to go for the knockout. We are not going to go for the deck out at the moment. I don't know what's up with my throat. Please forgive me for the awful crackling noises in my throat. And there's a Milotic. We do get a Milotic, fantastic. So now we can start using our Milotic for a Team Rocket's handiwork. And both try to knock out as well as deck out my opponent's Pokemon, or deck out my opponent's deck. I guess you can't deck out his Pokemon. Well, in some way you can. You can put all of his Pokemon in the discard pile, I guess, except for the Pokemon that he has in play. He is hanging on to that Vespiquen. I'm not sure why, because he has one more, or maybe that Vespiquen is prized. Maybe it is prized. I'm still expecting to see a baby Yveltal. That's what I'm expecting to see here. Where is his baby Yveltal for the energy acceleration? That is going to be our biggest problem, if he finds a baby Yveltal and an energy for that baby Yveltal. Unless he does not play it for some reason. I would be quite surprised if he did not. I would actually be very surprised. I might as well evolve into my Porygon 2 in the next turn. Just so we don't need Rare Candy and a Lysandre on our Milotic. We can Milotic for an Escape Rope. So we are not bothered by the Lysandre. We should be fine here. And that forces us to not use our Milotic for a Team Rocket's handiwork though, which is a bit of a bummer. Definitely a bit of a bummer. Or is my opponent going to take the KO right here? Does he have the DCE in hand? Nope, just a pass of the turn. Alright, just a pass of the turn. We get another Corphish. We don't really need that. So we are going to leave it in our hands. And then we are going to Milotic for the Escape Rope. Escape Rope back into our Porygon. And also Escape Rope into my opponent's Shaman. Start hitting at the Shaman. Put 50 damage on the Shaman. That is just great. 50 damage on the Shaman with our Porygon-Z. Or I could just devolve. But I still have one more Milotic in my deck. So I am actually going to hit. And we shouldn't get KO'd in the next turn unless my opponent finds an Escape Rope and a DCE, which seems very unlikely given his current situation. He doesn't seem to have a very good hand. And we even confuse the Shaman, so if the Shaman wants to attack for a Sky Return maybe with the DCE, then that is not going to be very likely. So that forces my opponent, really forces him to find the Floatstone, or not the Floatstone, to find the Switch or the Escape Rope or the AZ or something like that. Does he play AZ? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, I would be quite surprised if he did, because his Vespiquen have got free retreats, so... But he should play Floatstones, I guess, for his Yveltal there. Because the Yveltal does have a 2 retreat cost. If the Vespiquen were to hit us, how much would it hit for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 140 damage. There's a Battle Compressor. It's going to thin out his deck. It's going to help us help us deck him out. We can definitely still do that. Discards the first of Giant Plants. Okay, so didn't discard too much of anything there. Just one first of Giant Plants. And that's about it. And does he play a Super Rod maybe? We still haven't seen any energy retrieval or Super Rods to shuffle back energies. We get another energy. Let's put his energy onto our Porygon so we can start switching. And I'm going to devolve right now. I'm not going to attack. I want to use my Team Rocket's handiwork as well as my Super Rods, which is in our discard pile. Make sure we don't deck ourselves out in the meantime, because my opponent could actually use a Team Rocket's handiwork right now and deck us out in his turn. So he has a win condition right now. It is a very slim chance at winning this game, but he definitely has the win condition. Maybe I should have used my Super Rod before. I'm kind of scared now that we will see a Team Rocket's handiwork. A sudden Team Rocket's handiwork for 2 heads. There's a 25% chance on getting 2 heads. And an AZ. AZ is up, the Shaman. Alright, I'm fine with that. I'm definitely fine with that. And a pass of the turn. Oh, and we top deck a Milotic. Alright, fantastic. So let's first of all use our Super Rods. Let's use our Super Rods. Or maybe actually... Well, no, I'm going to grab my Super Rods. There it is. Then we are going to Milotic for Porygon-Z. And we are going to start switching between Porygon-Zs as well. Make sure we don't deck out in any way. Make sure we can keep using our Super Rods. So let's retreat into our other Porygon-Z. Then we will use our Super Rod here. Shuffle back 2 energies and a Pokemon, which is going to be the Feebas. So now we should not get... now my opponent cannot use the Team Rocket's handiwork to deck us out. And then we'll evolve into one more Milotic. We will grab a Team Rocket's handiwork from ourselves. And we are going to play that down. Try to deck out my opponent. It is a heads and a heads. Look at that. We discard Vespiquen, Sycamore and an Ultra Ball. And then we are going to a digital reboot again. I'm not going to go attack. I'm not going to keep attacking. I am going to devolve my Pokemon once more and grab myself a Super Rod again. And then in the next turn I can start attacking once more, because then we should be safe from the deck out for a couple of turns. And yes, that's going to be it for me. Alright. And we can even start using our Trick Shovel. We can Milotic for Super Rod, Milotic for Team Rocket's handiwork, and Milotic for a Trick Shovel. And that brings my opponent pretty close to the deck outs. That brings him pretty close to the deck outs. Will we see anything else here? He still hasn't done much of anything. I wonder why he grabbed besides with the teammates. I wonder why he grabbed with the teammates there. Oh, he discarded Floatstone. It was not a Sycamore, it was a Floatstone. Sycamore, Floatstone, Ultra Ball, and a Vespiquen, I guess. So there goes his Floatstone. He does play Floatstone. Will he bench a Shaman again? I guess not. And there it is. There is the concede from my opponent. Look at that. Look at that. Another victory with Porygon-Z. These Vespiquen matches and the Night March matches are pretty darn good matchups, I gotta say, if you can discard their energies, because they run few energies and it is not too hard for this deck to discard energies even without the use of Porygon-Z. Obviously Porygon-Z helps a lot, definitely helps a lot to reuse your Crawdauns, but even without it, it is possible, as we saw against the Night March deck, I believe. Yes, I think we didn't use Porygon-Z too much there. I'm not sure, I don't quite remember. Let's take a look at the stats. 250 damage dealt versus 200 from my opponent. We dealt more damage than my opponent did. Porygon-Z MVP versus Vespiquen. Alright, that is going to be it from me today. I'm going to leave it here. I think we played around enough with Porygon-Z. You didn't see too many losses, but there's a reason for that, because when I lost, it always was very quickly. If I cannot set up with this deck, my opponent basically knocks me out in the first couple of turns, knocks out a Porygon, knocks out a Feebas, knocks out a Corphish, and then you're basically done for. So if you lose, it's most of the time early on in the game. When you get set up, when you can get set up, when your Porygon-Z is devolving your Pokemon, and when you can discard energies every turn, you've actually got a pretty good shot at taking games. Sometimes certain games are still difficult even when you are set up, and that's most of the time games which can move energies around, which can energy accelerate very fast, for example using Max Elixir, or with the ability from the Magnezone, for example. Magnezone allows you to attach as many energies from your hand as you can, so those decks often form a problem. And there's also obviously decks with Garbodor, which are a huge problem unless you can constantly discard the tool cards attached to Garbodor, but you will definitely need to be lucky to do that. That is definitely not an easy matchup. I just wanted to put that out there, that I did lose a lot with this deck, and I definitely did lose a lot, but I didn't include many of those matches, or any. I'm not sure if I will include one just to show you, because there's nothing really interesting about it. It is always a very fast loss, as I said, and it's always the same way of losing. You basically can't set up, and you basically sit there staring at the screen watching your Pokemon get KO'd. So alright, that is going to be it for me today. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's episode with this super duper annoying deck, and subscribe to my channel for more super duper annoying decks and for more silly deck ideas. I hope you have a really fantastic or Karp-tastic day, and I will see you next time.
Karp, 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 Karp.